Hello friends, and welcome to this small temple at our Buddha Vihara here in Ketohali. I've been asked to make a video, asked very nicely to make a video about how to meditate. And why not? If you go back on these videos and you scroll down, you will find some months back now that there is a video of how to sit, and then more recently, so that's the actual position in which we sit for meditation. Ideally, I'll cover that a little more in a moment, but then later, more recently, a video of how to sit for a very long time if you're looking to meditate for a longer time as you become more advanced. Firstly, one must find a nice environment where you can settle and be relatively undisturbed. I say relatively because there's always going to be some disturbance. As you've just heard, there's going to be some crashing and banging. Maybe if you're at home, in the kitchen or in the room next door. Even your next door neighbours could start up the lawnmower. Now, meditation isn't about sensory deprivation. It isn't about shutting yourself away from the world. It is about actually exposing the five senses and the sixth sense, the mind, to all of those things, all of the vicissitudes of life, the ups and downs, and observing, watching, understanding, knowing your reaction, both your action physically and your thoughts mentally to certain stimuli, things going on around you. When we sit for meditation, things will happen. Noises will be heard. Sights will be seen, even with our eyes closed. There will be images appearing. There will be smells, tastes, and you'll feel hot, you'll feel cold, you'll feel discomfort, you'll feel comfort. We learn through meditation to become very aware, with a heightened sense of awareness, of all of these things. And with this training, we train our minds to be more aware in everyday life, throughout all of our daily activities, not just when we're sitting in meditation. So it isn't just a way of artificially relaxing, a way of artificially forcing the mind to become calm, because there are other ways we can do that. We have entertainment, we have nice things to eat and drink, comfortable sofas, we can listen to music, all of these things. Meditation is about finding a way to become content, and therefore, as a result of contentment, happy, without those things, without looking out through our eyes, without listening to sounds, smelling, tasting, touching, without even dreaming or using our imagination to think up wonderful things and stories, but to simply sit and see things as they are, right here and now in the current moment. So how to do it? This is the question that I've been so nicely asked to talk about. Find that comfortable position firstly. A position where you're sitting that you feel you can maintain throughout the duration of the time you choose to meditate without having to move. So it is important that when you first sit for meditation, you spend as much time that is necessary to get comfortable. Make sure, like this, anything that might become numb or might become itchy, or if there's something going on in the room that could be adjusted, changed, altered, then adjust it, change it, alter it before you begin. Maybe you might need to make a little announcement to your friends or family. Hey, I'm going to meditate for a while, so just stay out of the room. Don't come walking in and offering me a bowl of chips and a bottle of cola. Can you do that in half an hour when I've finished? And then you know you're going to be relatively undisturbed, protected, safe and comfortable. Not sensory deprivation. You don't need to ask people to be quiet. They can just carry on as normal around you. That isn't any problem. I'll just tell you now, I've had some of my very best meditation experience, and I'm an experienced meditator, you could say, because I've been meditating for many, many years now. I've lost count. But some of my best meditation experiences have been in the most unlikely of situations. On railway stations, with many in India, here in India, which are very, very busy places. Even on night buses, which can be extremely busy and noisy and hectic and things going on. And airports. And when I've been often waiting, I've been able to use meditation to go inside rather than outside. And this is largely the point of meditation. So carrying on with how to do it. Begin by, still with your eyes open, just take some deep breaths in through your nose. I'm going to talk a lot about breathing and watching the breath. When I refer to breathing, I'm talking about breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Nothing unusual. Ordinary breathing, as you would ordinarily breathe throughout your day. This isn't a hyperventilation exercise or some kind of magic trick, just ordinary breath in and out through your nose. Deep breath in, deep breath out, 1 or 2 or 3 times. And notice in your body, no need to shut your eyes yet, notice in your body any parts that are a little uncomfortable, any irritations, anything you need to make a slight adjustment, a slight movement in order to be comfortable. If you're sitting on the floor, I'm sitting on the floor cross-legged in the lotus position, but you can sit on the floor with just say your right leg in front of your left leg. If your knees are up, because that's the way they are, that is okay. I'm used to this posture. So I can have my knees very firmly on the floor and then my bottom forming a triangle, which is very good support base for an erect, upright spine. I'll just try and show you how one should try. I can't see this, so I don't know how straight my spine is, but if you imagine your ears in line with your shoulders, in line with your elbows, in line with your hips, this should ensure your spine is as straight as it can be. And with your chin tucked in slightly, you really have this feeling that you have a cord from the top of your head pulling your spine up, supporting you, but also providing invigorating energy throughout your body. It isn't much of an effort. It's actually quite comfortable. It feels supportive and it keeps you awake. We don't want to be leaning this way, leaning that way. If you're leaning or putting any extra pressure in any particular direction, then that will soon need adjusting to the opposite. So if you're leaning left, it won't be long before you need to change and lean right, and so on. So this is why we try and balance, centralize our posture in this upright position. It's for comfort. So don't twist yourself into a yoga pose of discomfort. Make sure if you're needing to sit in a chair, that is also fine. But don't lean back on the seat of the chair, on the back of the seat of the chair. Sit upright just on the seat with your legs at right angles, straight down, feet slightly apart. Don't cross your legs if you're sitting in a chair. This will only provide numbing points. Now the way I'm sitting on the floor also, no parts of my legs are crossed, creating numbing points. I mean pressure on, the blood circulation. So if you can avoid any of those, you won't get pins and needles, which is often something that puts people off and stops them meditating. Nothing worse than pins and needles and then a numb leg. So just get comfortable and spend time with this. When you're comfortable, again, take some deep breaths in and out. And gently, just very gently, close your eyes. Your hands should be resting just in your lap. If you're on a chair, not on the arms. And if you're sitting on the floor, not in this kind of arrangement, pose, because that's all it is, it's a pose. This hand, left hand on your lap, right hand on top of your left hand. Your thumbs can be just very gently touching, if you like, just to give you a little sense of, I don't know, it just earths you, it grounds you, that your thumbs are just touching with your fingers resting on top of each other, your thumbs just gently touching, or if they're apart, that's also okay. And breathing in, just gently close your eyes. You're not trying to squeeze out all the light and make it dark. If your eyes are slightly open, it is fine, it's okay. But you're not looking. If your eyes were open, your position should be of your eyes such that you're looking 3 feet or 1.5, 1 meter in front of you at the floor. Not left, right, ahead, up or down, just a meter and a half in front of you at the floor. And then gently allow your eyes to shut. As if you're going to sleep, you wouldn't try to close your eyes, they would just close naturally. And breathing in deeply through your nose and out. Now for this meditation, we will be taking one object to watch, to observe, to pay attention to notice, and to keep foremost in our minds as being the focus of attention. And that object is going to be simply breathing, the breath. The breath coming in through the nose and the breath coming out as you exhale, as you breathe out through the nose. Now it doesn't matter if you can't notice the breath coming in or the breath going out in any particular place yet. Just know you're breathing in and know you're breathing out. And this is going to be what we call a meditation object. Something you watch whilst you're meditating, but also later on, when you've finished meditating, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you can always just stop for a moment, breathe in and breathe out, noticing how calming and how settling just that is. Now, the next step is I want you to bring your attention to your face, the muscles around your eyes, in your upper cheeks, your cheeks, and your jaw, and relax your face, noticing around the eyes where you're squinting slightly, creating a little tension in your temples. Just relax. If it means your eyes open slightly, that's okay. There's nothing to look at just in front of you. And breathing in, then bring your awareness to your cheeks, upper cheeks, your cheeks, and your jaw. The teeth shouldn't be clenched, shut, clamping, just slightly apart. You can even feel around your face, your ears. You don't normally notice your ears. Maybe more recently with wearing these masks that people have been wearing. There is more awareness with the little elastic band pinging behind their ears than they've ever had before of the back of their ears. Who knows about the back of their ears? But know things like this. It's bringing an awareness to the body, to bodily feelings. And initially, when we begin to meditate, this is what we want to do. Bring our awareness to bodily feelings. This is why we suggest as a good object of meditation, the breath. Because after all, it is the body that is breathing in, breathing out. It is also right here and now in this current moment, each breath you breathe in and breathe out is as close to the present moment as you can get. It's right now. You're not thinking about the past or the future. Or if you are, those thoughts are in addition to thinking about now, this breath. This inhalation only, exhalation only, right now. Because this is what we want to do also in meditation, is leave all thoughts of the past in the past. They're just memories, memories which are unreliable. And all thoughts of the future haven't happened yet. It is just imagination. It may not happen. So, for the duration of your meditation time, however short or long, you can leave all thoughts of the past, all thoughts of the future, all memories, all imagination, and just settle with what you have now, knowing if there is anything to deal with in the future, or rectify as a result of your past actions, that can be done later, after your time for meditation. When you're enjoying those chips and that Coca-Cola or whatever you're having. But for now, we're just going to watch the breath, breathing in and breathing out, relaxing our face. And by a few minutes have passed, you may start to begin to notice feelings in your body, maybe feelings of discomfort somewhere, a scratch, an itch. Leave it, if you can, and just watch, see what happens. You'll notice, after some time, it will just go. Whereas if you scratch that itch, it will either get more itchy or another itch will appear somewhere else. Just bring your attention and notice the itch arising and there, and then notice how it just disappears of its own accord without scratching. This is bringing your attention, your focus, your awareness right into the body in the present moment, here and now. And this is what meditation is. It's about bringing you away from the distractions of the past and the future into the present moment, where everything is peaceful and calm. Assuming you're not having to adjust your position and you're still relatively comfortable, sit still or continue sitting still watching the breath as you breathe in and you breathe out. And notice as your body is allowed to settle without moving for a little while, rather than continuously moving from one position to another, but just the process of sitting motionless, sitting still, doing nothing, is allowing the body to settle like sand settling in water. And then, naturally, the body will relax. Like similarly, sitting without thinking of the past or the future for a little while is allowing the mind to settle. Like snow in one of those snow dome things. The snow settles and the water becomes clear. Your mind becomes clear. Thoughts will still arise, even thoughts of the past and thoughts of the future, even thoughts now. Why am I doing this? What is this feeling? What is that smell? What is this taste? Just know them as that. Know them as thoughts in the present moment arising, and then watch and see how they pass away. And with this observation, with this focus on your physical feelings, your mental thinking process, know and notice how it is all beginning to settle and calm down without actually doing anything at all. Without chanting a mantra, without performing some exercise, just by sitting and doing nothing. And then bring your awareness, that attention, into focusing on just the breathing in. Firstly, watch the breath as you breathe in through the nose, and see if you can notice the temperature of the breath. Is it cool? Is it warm? As you inhale through your nose, you will feel the sensation of the breath has a feeling of coolness, warmth, or even neutral, no temperature. But there's usually some coolness or warmth to be noticed there. And then as you exhale, as you breathe out, continuing to watch this cycle of breathing, observing it continuously, notice how the temperature has changed to that of the body. So it has become neutral in temperature, not detectable by feeling in the nose. It's neither warm, neither cool, unnoticeable. And this is how you can help to bring your awareness, your attention to breathing. And then you notice, is it long as you breathe in, or short? Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it deep? Is it shallow? Really bring all of your effort into this focus of attention onto this very simple action of breathing. It may seem a little pointless at first, but you will notice with time, practicing this kind of meditation, that this very simple process of observing, of breath observation, will both settle the body, allowing it to relax, and settle the mind, allowing it to become calm and clear. It will gain clarity. You will begin to see clearly thoughts as they arise, not as distractions, not as thoughts to jump on board of with either comparison or judgment and get carried away in a train of thought, but thoughts as individual patterns of thinking that pop into your head or arise in your mind, and you say, there's that thought again, that thinking of something in the past I don't like, or that thinking of something in the future I want. You'll be seeing clearly to identify those thoughts, and that process stops them becoming a chain of thought or train of thought. You know, one thought leading to another, to another, to another. You begin to be able to stop that process through seeing clearly. A word you may have heard used in meditation is vipassana. Vipassana means simply that, seeing clearly. And when you're seeing clearly, it is the result. It isn't a type of meditation, it is the result, a skill you have developed through samadhi, which is not so much concentration, which implies effort, but single-pointed awareness, focus on just one thing for a duration of time throughout your meditation, which is, in this case, going to be the breath, watching breathing. So what I've given you there is a very simple guide to how to meditate, without looking into the in-depth whys and wherefores and all of the analysis that people go into, which really prevents success in meditation because it's being too over-analytical. All you need to do is sit and do nothing and watch breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. And people have asked me to talk about Anapanasati and the 16 stages the Buddha refers to in the suttas of breath meditation. And I've thought about this. In fact, one person asked, well, why don't all monks teach that? Is it because it's too advanced? Well, not really. All monks do teach this form of meditation. But in this simple way, I'm demonstrating to you of just watching the breath. What in that sutta, in this Anapanasati sutta, mindfulness of the Anapanasati means our mindfulness of the breath, Anapana, breath, sati, mindfulness of the breath, is he's breaking it down into 16 steps to make it seem more understandable and to make it more understandable. Like I've just said, see if your breathing in is short or long. Then he takes it into the results of focusing on the breath, of bringing the mind into calmness, the body into a relaxed state, and then the feelings resulting from that. But you don't need to be concerned too much with all of that. The results will speak for themselves. You'll feel happy. You'll feel pleasure in your body and relaxed. You don't need to know all the names and labels. Is this stage 13, 14, 15? Am I at stage 16? It doesn't matter. If you know how to get from one city to another, you do not need to know all the names of the places and the villages in between. You just need to get there. If you're struggling, you may need to stop at lots of these places in between to ask for directions. And then it's useful perhaps to have some labels to ask, well, I've been to this place, I'm at this place, how now do I get to where I need to go? But one can determine that just through logic and reason. If you're focusing, if you're observing the breath, you're watching your mind, you'll know where you're at and what it's doing. So back to how to meditate. You sit comfortably, you make sure you have a good, safe environment to do so, relatively undisturbed. It doesn't need to be silent, it doesn't need to be dark, but calm and peaceful, so supportive. Then just do nothing, try not to move, and just observe the breath. Set a timer or a limit to the time that you'll be doing this, so you don't need to be clock watching, looking at a clock like this. And you don't need to be worrying about sitting for too long or not sitting for long enough. If you've got an alarm or a timer you can set for the set period, you know you'll be finishing at that point. And then just sit and watch the breath. Some useful little tricks. When you feel some discomfort arising in the body, bring your awareness to the discomfort and just watch it. It will go away. If it doesn't, then be kind to yourself, make a slight adjustment. But remember, when you move, when you adjust something, you're really starting from the beginning. So if after 10 minutes in a 20-minute session you move, you're then going to start meditating again. So you're really having just 2 10-minute sessions. Now I won't go into all the depth, whys and wherefores as to why that is, but the longer you remain without motion, without movement, the more likely you are to allow your body long enough to settle and relax, and your mind long enough to settle and become clear, in order for you to benefit from the meditation. And you will benefit, and you will feel immense joy, pleasure and gratification from just this simple process of sitting and doing nothing. So it's nothing complicated, is it? Just try it. Try it for 10 minutes, 15, 20. If you've got no time in the day, wake up an hour earlier or half an hour earlier and meditate first thing in the morning before you do anything else. And maybe go to sleep a bit later and meditate last thing at night before you go to sleep. Everyone's got time to do that. Don't worry about losing there an hour's sleep, because meditation is far more restorative than sleep. Monks like me, we don't have to sleep for very many hours because we're meditating for so long. It's not so necessary. So you then, if your body is allowing you to sit comfortably, you then just ensure that all of your body is relaxed, is really not tensing anywhere. And the best way to do this is to focus on your face. If you relax your face, your whole body will relax too. Try it. All of this is for you to try. No, it's not to be believed, it's for you to experience. So if you relax your face, your body will relax too. You try that. And then the thing you must remember is this then can continue after you finish meditation, when you get up, throughout your day. All of your daily activities will flow more smoothly because you've developed your mind to see things more clearly. You've got better powers of concentration. You've got a better understanding of your reactions. Eventually, as you continue to practice this kind of meditation, this will happen naturally, and you will develop a heightened sense of awareness you will develop vipassana, the ability to see things more clearly. And this in turn establishes wisdom. Not intellectual wisdom that you learn from books, but real deep wisdom and understanding about life and everything. So, try this out, and then when your timer finishes and it's time to end your meditation, then you can just gently open your eyes. But for as long as you can, continue to watch the breath as you get up, you move, you walk away. And remind yourself occasionally through the day, relax my face, watch the breath, make it a little mantra in your mind. And by doing this, you will continue with this nice feeling you get from meditation all of the time. So there's my simple guide for you, how to meditate. Sit, do nothing, watch the breath. Just that. But most importantly, continue throughout your daily activities with that same mindset of watching the breath, understanding the feelings in the body, and staying in the present moment, not worrying about the past or imagining the future, here and now. So I hope that's useful. Anything that's useful there, please then use it. If you have any questions, you can send them in the comments or by email. The email address is always in the description under each video and in the description of the channel itself. And it's englishbuddhistmonk@gmail.com, but it's there to copy and paste or whatever. And for now, I think I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching.